Getting ready to make an important piece, the cap for the newel post. We're going to route this edge onto this piece of oak. Now I've got the piece of oak clamped to our workbench using the large bench clamp, and I've got one of the wider opening face frame clamps down on that end. Now because this is a really large router profile, it's important that I make 2 passes to get the cleanest cut, and also it's going to be a little bit safer. The first pass that we're going to make is called a climb cut pass, and I'm actually going to go backwards from right to left with the router. I'm not going to try and keep it pushed all the way against the edge of the board, but I'm just going to go take a cut going backwards to take part of it off, and then I'll come back going the traditional left to right to get the final cut that we want, the smooth cut. These pieces need to be mitered together to form part of the cap of the newel post. We can put those joints together using pocket screws, and it's really important that that be a durable joint because it's going to be right on top of the newel post. So we're getting ready to cut the pocket hole screws in the bottom of each of these pieces. And again, with pocket screws, we only put holes in one side of the joint. If I was using a dowel, I'd have to be incredibly accurate where I was putting the holes. But with the pocket screws, as long as I make sure that the hole doesn't run out on the inside edge where we've routed it, I can put the holes just about any place I want. Okay. Now the most important thing is going to be making sure that we get all the pieces put back together in the order that we indexed them. So we'll start with this joint right here. Now I'm going to take a small, very small nail called a headless pin and shoot it through the very outside of this joint before we get started, just to help with alignment. Okay, now I'm going to move the clamp just as close as I can get to where I'm going to put the first screw in. Okay. Oh man, look at the way that thing pulled together. Okay, we're in pretty good shape. What we're going to want to do now is take our sander and sand that down. Larry, if you'll unplug that. What I usually do, anything like that, is just rub a little bit of glue in. You could try and get wood filler, but I've had pretty good luck just using a little bit of glue. And that joint's going to just about disappear here pretty quick. Okay, the second piece of our cap is going to fit over this, so really all we're going to see is about the outside 1.5 inches or so. We'll go ahead and work a little bit of glue into all these. And those joints should stay together pretty tightly since we've got the pocket screws in there. These are wide enough boards. A person might want to think about sealing the back of them a little bit, especially any piece of solid wood that you use on something like a newel post that's going to be wider than 5 inches. These are 5 inches. It's a good idea to seal the back of them, because what happens is you get one face of the wood sealed, the other side isn't sealed, so as this tries to dry out and the front side doesn't dry out as quickly or take on moisture if the humidity's up, then the piece can either cup or bow. But we're just about ready to add a square block here. We're going to run a panel mold around it and the cap will be done.